What a crowd. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, folks. Hey, where are you folks from? Okay, great. Got that out of the way. Hey, how we doing, folks? Pete Burdette here at Comedy Pete Live. We got a great show tonight, folks. We got a big star guest. I'll mention that in a second. But first of all, folks, I gotta say I'm excited to be here. I'm in a great mood. You gotta excuse the way I'm dressed. I just got off my shift at Trader Joe's. I didn't have time to get changed. Hey, but seriously, folks, it's good to be here. I had a big day, folks. I had a big day. I woke up. Well, I'm here. A lot going on in the news. There was a report came out the other day, something about UFO, like kind of like soft disclosure. Like 2 years ago, they had talked about aliens, UFOs. It was like confirmation from the Navy. It was re-released, and I'm thinking, in the middle of all this, they're gonna bring up aliens. I mean, if aliens landed right now, I'd be like, I'd be a little freaked out. And if they're like, "Take me to your leader," I'd say, "All right, well, you'll find out for yourself." I was watching the news. They're saying that with the virus going around, that coronavirus, for one cure for men, because they find men are getting hit harder. They're saying that estrogen could help, like increase estrogen. At first, I was like, wait, hold on. But then I was like, well, whatever it takes to stay alive. Thank you so much. You guys are a great crowd. You guys are really nice. Like I said, it's a little crazy right now. I live in Glendale, Queens. I took a walk to the park, just to get a little fresh air, and all of a sudden, social distancing is getting a little out of control, folks. I hear, hey, buddy, backed up. You're too close, guy. That was a squirrel. Okay, this is a rough borough, folks. Okay, listen, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna keep my monologue short tonight. Oh my God, you guys! Let's. Am I sweating already? I got a huge star guest. I have Debbie Gibson, folks. Debbie Gibson, iconic singer, Broadway star, Debbie Gibson. I'm gonna bring her on right now. She's on deck. That's our first guest. We also have Casey Aurora, a great up-and-coming comedian, been on Comedy Central, all that. Also, Peter Garachi, the Garachi. But right now, I'm so excited, folks. I'll keep my composure. So we're going to have Debbie Gibson on momentarily. Yes, only in my dreams, says Leonard Rivero. And wow, hello,
Hi.
Debbie Gibson. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. I just want. Good. You look great. You look fantastic. You got experience. Barbershops. Otherwise, I would have been a little more.
Would have been a little more. I did my hair from the bottle from the pharmacy hair color today, and got it a color that I have not been able to get any colorist to get it for ages. So with all the hair sales out there, mine worked, you guys. Nice.
Give it up for Debbie's hair. So listen, I know I don't have a lot of time with you, so I have some questions I wrote. But before I get to that, you've been such a big success for so many years. I mean, you were a teen pop. I'm saying this for people tuning in to reiterate. You were a teen pop sensation in the '80s. You were a Broadway star in the '90s and 2000s. I mean, you're like shows, like a list of like who's who, the best shows ever, productions. How does it feel to be hitting the peak of your career tonight, being on Comedy Pete Live?
I mean, this is what I have been waiting for, what every girl dreams of. So I know that it's all downhill from here.
Right.
I'm going to really have to get creative and pivot after this interview and figure out what could possibly stop this.
That's sweet of you to say, Deb. Sweet of you to say. Also, before I get to the questions, I know you've been in the public eye for many years. You meet a lot of people. I've met you at some of your meet and greets. I'm a lifelong fan. I'm a Deb head. I'm a Deb head.
I know that. Lots of Deb heads are here, by the way. Hi, everybody. I know these names.
Yes, hello, everybody. And a lot of them followed me today, so thank you. I've met you at some of your meet and greets, but do you remember, like, in the early 2000s, I think you were living in New York at that time. It was just post 9/11. Do you remember that I was your waiter a couple of times at American Restaurant? You don't remember?
Gosh, yes. No, now that you said that, that's flashing back to me, and I remember that it was a giant. Mainly, I think.
Yeah.
Did I do dinner there or brunch there? I feel like I did.
You were brunches. I remember you came in on the weekends.
I think I
Now,
did
I waited on you
there.
a couple of times. Yeah, I mean, you were my first,
I
like.
too far from there. Wasn't it on like 16th Street or
It
18th
was
Street?
on 18th Street between 5th and Broadway.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so crazy. That's amazing.
Like, you're like, oh, that guy who was late with my, mimosa.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Right. Anyway.
Very animated server. So.
Oh yes, you were my first celebrity. You know, I was new at the time. You were my first like celebrity, person that I waited on. So that was of all people.
I hope I didn't kill it for you.
No. That was. I mean, here we are talking.
There you go.
Okay, so I got a few questions for you, Deb. Here, like I said, you had so much success, like so young. Like when did you know that you wanted to like really go for it? Because like I read an interview with Les McCune from Bay City Rollers. He said he used to watch Top of the Pops, and he just knew as a kid. He's like, oh, being a singing T idol on Top of the Pops, I got this. Like, did you have that kind of moment?
I mean, I always wanted to be a Broadway star when I was a kid, and
right.
I am sitting at my piano, and I wasn't going to play, but I always say that. But when I started here, I'll do a little bit of. When I first wrote, hold on, the tripod's kind of. Wait a second.
Sure.
When I first wrote every time I'm telling secrets, I remember how it used to be, and I realized I haven't done missing, and I realize how it feels to be free. No, only in my dreams, ask me that infinity. It was only in my dreams. I can't be at my piano and not sing. So when I
right. Listen, oh my God. First of all, thank you. Oh my God, that's unbelievable. Because I said to myself, I can't ask like somebody of your status, like, oh, hey, sing a song for me. But I was hoping you would. So that worked out.
Ebbs and flows that way. But when I wrote that song, because I always wrote songs. And I wrote kind of sappy songs and cute songs that you write when you're like 11. Like, what do you have to write about? And I remember saying, I want to write a song that I could envision being on the radio. And I had a little Lynn drum machine that I think I got it at like the Sam Ash show that they were having at like one of the local Holiday Inns or something. I don't know if you ever went to those music shows. And I was like, Mom, I really want a drum machine. So he got me a drum machine, and I programmed the beat, and then I wrote that first line came into my head that every time I'm telling secrets, and I was like, literally, I was 13, and I went, this is it. This is the song. And my mom and I were relentless. She was like the original momager. And I always talk about this. Momagers get a bad rap. They're like, she was like the mama bear. But she also was my partner in crime. We were just like, how do we get people to hear this? And we literally knocked on doors. And, it's a longer story, but it was very grassroots and, just made it happen. So it's crazy.
That's like incredible to me. I mean, we're like the same age, so more or less. Like I grew up in the same, pop music. Like the Saturday Night Fever '70s into the dawn of the '80s. Michael Jackson, Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, and then like you like without missing a step, you were like the next. What I mean? Like you came after like giants, and like meanwhile I was like spitting into a cup in 7-Eleven,
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what though? I was like, first of all, I see my friend TJ Lavin on there. Hi TJ. I mean, I really started as a kid in the business. So like, it's funny that the age 12 to 16 where I really wanted a record deal felt like a lifetime. Like you'll always hear kids like, when am I going to get my sitcom? When am I going to get my record deal? And it's so precocious, But that was my reality. I started when I was like 6. And so for me, it was just the better part of my lifetime. I was trying to be it's not that I really wanted to be a star. Like that wasn't it. It was, I want people to hear this music. I always loved, I mean, look, it's awful, obviously, what's going on in the world right now. I thrive on playing piano in my living room for people. I love it. I do those cameo videos. The reason I do them is from my living room to people, and it lifts spirits. And like, that's all I ever wanted to do was lift spirits with my music. And so I was always fascinated by the radio. The fact that like a DJ was playing a song and a bunch of people were actually being forced to listen to that song at the same time. I just thought that was rad. Like I always listened to Casey Kasem, and so it was just my biggest dream to be on the radio.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on the same, top 40. That was, that's that's my heart right there. That was the best. And I do know that you had like roots in like early on, like like theater, musical theater, and stuff like that.
Yes, and by the way, also like the first year of my career, like I know there's a lot of comedians out there following you, and you guys work your arses off. And the first year of my career, I did nothing but play clubs, and I saw every, dripping pipe in every basement and every kitchen and every Goomba club owner and every drag queen club owner and I mean, I could write a movie about that year, and you guys do that year after year after year, and it's like, I was thinking about this today when I knew I was going to be talking to you. I was like, to go out and sing like every night on Broadway or whatever, I never felt like, oh, I don't want to do this tonight. Is it hard to be funny sometimes? Is it just like, are there just nights where you're like, I don't want to be funny right now? Like,
you're right, because that's, I mean, we're entertainers, if you will. It's human nature, though. Sometimes you're just not in the mood, you're having a crummy day.
But I would think being funny, to be funny if something's wrong in your life and you're going through something, it must be hard. It must be a challenge. And again, that's why you're a pro, and that's why all these comedians out there are pros. But it's got to be, I was thinking about it. I'm like, that's a tough life, man. You picked a tough one. It did, but it's like, I think a lot of people in the arts, it's like, it's an interesting thing because it's their calling and they're so passionate about it, but it's a hard road. It's a hard road because you have to.
Not easy
Somebody
life.
said being funny is harder than singing. I think it's all its own art form. I never say this is harder than that. Your life's better than mine. Your life's worse than mine. I try not to do that. I go, everybody's got their own challenges, their own path. But I just think that when people have a calling that they want so bad, they want it so badly, it's a tough road. It's a tough life.
Yeah. I mean, I was, doing more research about you, really going back. I was watching a video the other day from, it was live from, it was like '88, and, only in my dreams.
Yeah.
And I'm, this is you at the height of your initial success. And I'm watching, and I'm thinking to myself, God, I mean, I love comedy and all that, but like, that's got to be the best, a sold out concert. Everyone going crazy over a song you wrote. I mean,
like everybody wants to be a rock star, right? Like I said this to
me
a friend
too.
earlier. Like I know there are people that are watching and commenting that were at the mixtape tour, and I couldn't believe last year. I just kept going. I can't believe it's 3 decades and counting into this career, and there are packed arenas full of people. Singing these songs that I wrote with like a flashlight in my bed, like kids write in a diary. And it's mind blowing to me. It's just like, someday at the end of my life, I'm going to and now in the middle of my life, I go, I can't believe this is my life. And I take in every experience so much, especially now, like if I do a live show and people are screaming or people are coming back to say hello, or again, people ask me for a cameo video or this or that.
Right.
I just take it all really to heart. Like each individual person that has connected with my music in some way over the years, it's just very profound to me. And I think obviously this time, like, God, all the artists, somebody said they were at Culture Club once for their birthday. My friend Bobby Watman was an owner, like the main owner of Culture Club, and that was such a fun place. But I mean, I think that right now, especially connecting to the music from a time that was you know, of a world that was not this is helpful to kind of like sense memory that to get through right now, and people are really connecting with that right now. So it's amazing to be a part of that uplifting of spirits. Amazing to be part of that.
Yeah, just by the way, Deb, you posted on an Instagram story recently you did Only in My Dreams with the original outfit. Oh no, I'm sorry, Out of the Blue.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Outfit. I was getting a little misty eyed there. That was you're right. That really lifted the spirits at this
It was
time.
fun. That was like so crazy. It's funny to be alone in your house doing these weird things. Like, oh my God, what am I doing? And I was looking because my older sister Michelle hand sewed that costume. And I looked at it the other day, and the shoulder pads are just kind of like rigged in there, kind of like flop, like hang. It's just, again, we just didn't know what we were doing. It was kind of a family affair, and we were just doing it out of joy. And, you know, we were all working really hard, but it's just amazing. Like, a lot of stars have to align for songs to become hits. So to any artists out there, listen, I mean, there have been chapters in my life I tried to have hits, and I still feel like some of those songs should have been hits, but they weren't. They weren't. And so you just have to stay in it and keep doing it and hope that that spotlight finds you at the right time and the stars align at the right time. It's an interesting life.
Speaking of hit, you know, congratulations on Girls' Night Out. That's like a big,
Thank
you know.
you. And I can let you guys know too. It just hit number 6 on the UK charts as of today, which is incredible and
Great
crazy.
song. I love the video. Just by the way, Yamanika Saunders, isn't it? I've done a number of shows with her.
Yamanika fans out there, I love her so much.
We'll be on the show soon too. We're going to work with that. Yeah, so that's exciting. I don't think I have probably time. I know you got things to do.
I'm good. What you got?
Okay, so I want to ask the questions that I definitely want to ask you.
Okay.
Okay, so I said, you know, you're a lifelong accomplished artist, but also on the other hand, you're also linked in some of the public's mind with the 1980s. Now, do you have mixed feelings about that? And the second question is, do you like the 80s? The reason I ask that, because you know, I know you're an Elton John fan, classic 70s Elton John. Like, in other words, if you're driving down by yourself in your car and the DJ comes on and says, hey, it's an all 80s hits weekend, are you like me and go, oh, hell yes? Or you're just like, eh.
But I think I like tune in and out. Like, it's, first of all, this is what I have on my piano right now. Like, my all-time favorite. I mean, he's every decade, but, you know, he had a lot of good stuff in the 80s. But, yeah, you know what? I put on, like, MTV House of Rock or something the other day, and I went, wow, this music, a lot of this music really was great and is great still. And I think the reason it's great is because there was no auto-tune. Like, there was no, and bands were bands, and, I mean, there are bands now, but, like, this, you're going to laugh when I say this. I saw Rat on the Geico commercial.
I saw that,
Fred
yeah.
Corey from Cinderella is a friend of mine. Like, and I've gone to those shows too. And like, those bands they were gigging. You know, it's just a different time because so many acts like get seen by 1 million people in one day. Whereas back then, like, I was playing clubs 200 people at a time, and I'm sure Cinderella was like gigging and carting their own equipment around and that. And I just think there's something so endearing about feeling like we were all there for the beginning of something like that. And so when I hear 80s music, it connects me to that feeling. Yeah, I mean, I have good feelings about the 80s, but I don't want to only do like retro shows. I embrace it. I'm always going to do all my hits, but at the same time, I start there, but I also live in a modern world. That's the thing. I'm not stuck in a like retro artist mentality of like just hire me for my hits.
I know that.
I always want to do new things, but I will always embrace those songs. But also, I wrote those songs. I've heard artists say kind of like, "Oh, well, you know, those." Like, I feel like David Cassidy said it in the past. People that said like, you know, that song was pinned on me, and that image was pinned on me, and so I wanted to let it go. But for me, those songs came from me. So, like anybody looking back at their high school yearbook, you go, "Oh my God, that was me. That was me. That was me. That was me." It's a lot of mixed emotions. I mean, that's the best way of putting it. But I do love the music.
Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling you do, but
I also
like I
don't
said,
think everything good was done in the 80s and there's nothing good now. I mean, I listen to tons of current music and I think there's a lot of brilliant artists out there. So,
I was going to ask you about that. You know, I know. Well, I was going to ask you what's your opinion of the state of music today? Obviously, pre-pandemic, we're all on pause now.
right.
But like the last 10 years or so, I mean, you said you're a fan of modern
Oh my
pop.
God. I mean, so many artists I almost can't name. Like I turn on even like Nickelodeon's music channel, which might sound funny because there's a lot of like current, younger. I mean, you even take like a Camila Cabello. She's an amazing artist. And there could be older people watching right now rolling their eyes because they haven't listened to her. Like, I think that if people give artists a chance because they did it to me too. They went, "You're young, I don't want to listen to you." But like, she's an amazing vocalist. She just came popping into my head as one example. But like on American Music Awards or Grammys or whatever, she went and she did an acoustic thing and sang to her dad, and really like her vocal was amazing and connected. And a lot of young girls, a lot of Charlie Puth, I think is incredible singer, songwriter, producer. Going a generation above that, closer to our generation, I love John Mayer, who I got to duet with on my friend's Zoom recently, which was insane. Like, he knows my songs and he played and I sang, which was insane. Yeah. Jason Mraz, I love. But I mean, there's so many. I love Panic at the Disco. I love bands and acts that kind of have like a rock and a theatrical, like dramatic thing going on, like Imagine Dragons. And I mean, there's just tons and tons and tons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I listen to everything, you know? I'm not saying this I'm on Sirius XM The Blend. I host a show, but I have Sirius in my car. And one day I'm in the mood for the Coffee House channel, and one day I'm in the mood for 80s, and one day I'm in the mood for current. And, you know, so I kind of really like it all. If it's good, yeah.
Yeah, I figured that. But like I said, I was just curious what your feelings were about, that association with that decade. Do I have time for one more question here, or you got one?
I have a call coming in, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, 5:30. So yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So you did the mixtape tour last year, which was a huge success.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was going to be another leg of that. I'm just curious what you think, like the reality of a post-pandemic world, like as far as like, what do you foresee for live, live concerts, live touring, and how do you think that'll affect you?
It's so hard to say. I mean, I am a realist and I'm an optimist, so I do think our world is forever changed. You know, I was talking to my mom last night, and she's in an assisted living facility right now because she had a health event, a brain event last year, and she just was like, I keep thinking the world's going to get back to normal, but now I'm thinking it's not getting back to normal. And like, you are correct, there is a new world, and so it's hard for us to all wrap our head around it. And I've just really kind of today said, you know what, it's sink or swim. We have to either adapt and just like, instead of like spending so much energy pining away for the world that is gone, it's gone, and we're going to mourn the loss of it. But I'd like to try to find a way to forge ahead. But I do think, I don't know, I think people are going to gather in groups again. That's my feeling. I do think these things come in a wave. I do think we have such intelligent medical professionals out there that are going to figure out ways. And, there's a lot said about like large groups have to kind of congregate at some point to help the immunity as well. And again, there's a balance because music and friends and seeing people in person, coming from someone who has dealt with chronic illness, I've dealt with Lyme disease, and it's like horrible. I can tell you, socialization and laughter and music and things like that are also immune boosting. And so it's such, I understand the delicate tipping point balance thing going on with, we need to be careful. I also say you can recover from depression and bankruptcy, you can't recover from death. So we have to think that way. But we also have to, I think, envision a world where we are going to gather again and move toward that at the appropriate safe time. I can't imagine a world without concerts. But look, I've been touring Asia for years, and there's been, I've seen people wearing masks in Asia for decades. Like, they've just been super cautious. And I used to kind of go, what are they wearing? but better than someone coughing on you on an airplane. So maybe we just take all that basic stuff away from this, and you know, and our world hopefully gets better.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I mean, like I said, I do the live comedy, and a lot of comedians, they're talking. A lot of them feel like the thing we got into is going to be a thing of the past. So I hope not. I hope you are right.
No, I don't think so. Look, it might be longer than we wish it to be. Like everyone was kind of picturing, like, hey, we're back to normal by now. And it might be a year,
Yeah.
it might be a year and a half, and I don't really know. I mean, I really am basing this on like whatever everybody's hearing. But no, I think we'll get back there. I do.
Okay.
I do, but it's amazing to see what you and all the artists, all the talented people are doing to keep everyone entertained during this time. Round of applause for Comedy Pete.
Oh, thank you. Oh, please stop, please. Thank you. Deb, I just want to say, I started doing this, as soon as we went into the lockdown. It's just like a forum for like a lot of comics who lost their platform, artists in general. So, I'm trying to bring comfort to people because people get a kick out of it. People get a kick out of seeing me talk. Like I said, the whole Deb head thing. Celebrity crush, whatever. It's funny. Like my a guy I worked for, PJ Landers. He said earlier, I didn't get a chance to mention his comment. He goes, "This is like watching." This is like watching Farley talking to McCartney on SNL. He's so a lot of people are getting a good lift of spirits for this because they were looking forward. They were like, let's see Pete hyperventilates talking to Debbie Gibson. I mean, am I doing all right? Did I stay cool? Did I keep my poker face?
That's amazing. Hey, listen, that was like when I had Yamanika and Dean in my living room with the piano and we were singing together. It got like more views than almost anything I've ever posted because people were like, what are these three doing around a piano? We're like maybe a little bit of an odd couple, Pete. I don't know. But no, this is super fun. And look, I've been trying to watch funny movies and things, anything to distract ourselves right now when we can. And then, then go cry in the corner and then laugh again. It's like a Diane Keaton movie.
Exactly. I'm going to wrap up in a second, let you go, and I'll let you mention, like upcoming projects online, whatever. I had a little tradition I do on here. I haven't done it lately because I feel it's been wrecking my momentum of the show. But I got to do a little thing. I screenshot the thing like on the count of three. You look up, I look down. We cheat like the Brady Bunch.
Here we go. Like Brady Bunch.
Okay, so on three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll put that in Insta story. I just want
so much stuff going on the next few days. I say just, obviously come to my social media, check it out. I've been trying to make good on promises that I made like weeks ago. Dropping in and doing some fun stuff like this and some charity live streams and things. So just everyone just check out, keep up to date with my on my social media and everything will be there about, rather than going into the projects right now. I'm just happy to hang out. So happy to see everybody. Comments rolling by. Thank you, guys.
You said you look amazing. I agree.
Oh, thank you. Somebody asked about this shirt. A girl asked about this shirt. It's Allison Olivia. Got it like last summer.
Nice. So, Deb, I want to thank you so much. This meant so much to lift her spirits. I was like, this is like a dream come true. This is amazing.
Thank you.
And thank you to all your fans, Deb heads, for tuning in. I appreciate that also.
Yeah,
and
they're the best. Once they're with you, they're with you.
Right. I just wanted to mention it earlier. I have of your songs, like "Shake Your Love" is like probably my favorite pop song, but like overall song is Jesus, why am I blanking out? I'm embarrassed here. "Lost in Your Eyes." "Lost in Your Eyes." That's my favorite.
With a little bit of that. I don't mind knowing what I'm heading for. You can take me to the other sky. It's like being lost in heaven. Nothing lost in your eyes. Here's some music to go out with. Great
Um,
talking to you all.
so much. Debbie Gibson, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Deb. I'm going to close you out. See you. Stay with. Wow. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. Am I fish in the Schmitz here? Wow. I just got Debbie Gibson just sang my favorite Debbie Gibson song to me to close out the thing. Oh my God. I just gotta, I have my two guests waiting. I just gotta like take a breath for a second, take in, this is one of those moments in life. It's not every day you're trapped in quarantine and you got your favorite 80s pop star. I know she's much more than that, but favorite 80s pop star sing my favorite 80s, my favorite Debbie Gibson song to me. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Oh, I gotta take it in, folks. I gotta take it in. Unbelievable. Oh, Jesus. All right. I do have guests, so I can't keep them waiting too long. I also have. Hold on, let me just look at the queue here. Are these guys on deck? Okay, I got Casey Aurora on deck, and so I'm going to bring up Casey, a great New York City comedian. You've seen him on Comedy Central. He performs all over the country. Hey, Casey Aurora, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, how's it going, Pete? How are you?
Good to see you, man. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me. I can't live up to Debbie Gibson, but I'll try.
Wow, listen, Debbie's awesome. Hey, listen, you're no slouch, man. You're a star in the making. Like I said, Comedy Central, the whole works. I've said this about you all along. I feel like, because I was a fan of comedy long before I got into it, and he's one of those guys who just got that it factor. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
You're funny. That's at the end of the day. That's what matters the most. Which is funny dude.
I appreciate it very much, man. Thank you very much. And yeah, I respect it a lot because you're a Queens guy as well. So Yeah.
What part? You're in Queens right now. What part of Queens are you?
Well, I live in Brooklyn now, but I grew up in Flushing.
On Flushing. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, you're a lot younger than me. You were like what, a '90s kid?
I was born in '84, but yeah, I was pretty much a '90s kid.
Okay, so
yeah. Flushing, where it's the birth of the coronavirus.
Yeah, we keep it nice and PC. Right?
Yeah. I mean, who cares,
PJ Landon says, "Shut up." I don't know what that's in reference to.
I don't know. PJ's always angry, so it's fine.
Right. I gave you a little shout out with Debbie Gibson. Huh? You're welcome. Yeah. But yeah, if I seem a little unglued, just it's not every day your favorite pop singers.
I'm surprised to be on the same show as her. This is incredible for me.
Listen, I mean, I'm doing this to bring some comfort. People get a kick out of it. So, they enjoy seeing you and me talking to each other. It brings back memories. I know you perform many venues, but you do come through Grizzly Pear, where I do. My home club before things shut down.
Of course.
So people get a kick out of this. I mean, how are you? I was gonna joke around and I was gonna say I got a question. How did it feel to be a teen pop sensation in the '80s? Oh, I'm sorry, that's Debbie Gibson.
Yeah. I will say this though, I'm going to be definitely making a playlist of her music after this.
Yeah, she's great. I mean, her music, it's, she's influenced by all the, like Billy Joel, Elton John. So it's it's 80s, but it's all, and she also does stuff today. Yeah, I don't want to gush on here.
Sure, of course.
You did good, Pete. Thank you so much. We're in a challenging time right now for comics. We just had the plug yanked on what we do. How without, I don't want to get too heavy about things, and I know there's bigger problems in the world right now. But I mean, how are you coping with basically your platform just being gone?
I could care less. I don't give a damn at all. You kidding me? I got unemployment. I got the CARES Act. I got the stimulus package. I'm chilling. What do you? Wow. I feel like I'm a writer for a TV show that's never going to happen.
Yeah. You're like killing it in quarantine.
Yeah. This the most consistent paycheck I've had since I left a full-time job. So, yeah, this is incredible for me, Pete. I'm having the best time ever.
So if let's just say if in 2 weeks the governor said, oh, you know what, we're just gonna open everything up. You'd almost be pissed. You'd be like, oh, god damn it, you know.
I would be furious. I'm looking to spread coronavirus just so this shit keeps going on. All right, I'm gonna be running and coughing in people's mouths. I do not care. Anybody who's been working, I feel bad for you. People that are on the front lines, those I mean, nothing but respect and utmost admiration for what you're doing. But people that have to work for your jobs because like you can work from home, that stinks. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, too funny. That's hilarious.
I hope they keep the bars and comedy clubs closed till December.
Yeah, we're gonna start our own revolt if it opens up too soon.
Yeah, I will be picketing in front. Somebody asked, do I miss getting on stage? Listen, it's easy to say that you miss getting on stage. Yeah, that's easy. Of course I miss getting on stage, but the bullshit to get from my apartment to get on stage, that's what I don't miss. And that is a huge level of bullshit. Pete, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The politics, the arrogance, the people, the gatekeepers, fuck them all. I'm done with all of it. Let this shit, I'm going to be selling defunct face masks that don't even work.
Oh my god!
I'm selling face masks with coronavirus in them. Like I don't get. I'm gonna be spreading the virus left and right. I kid you not.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. Have you? I know you're enjoying it. Have you been writing?
Oh, I mean, this is the thing. Like I have spent. Like people have been finding this time very difficult, and my heart goes out to them. It really does. This is a tough time. But this time, like pandemic mentality is how I lived most of my life growing up. So this is fine for me. The outside finally matches how I've been feeling in my head for so many years, that this is easy. This is easy work.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, you've been waiting all your life, not prepping all your life for this.
But this is, I mean, it's, I've been writing. Yeah, absolutely. I'm working, I've been helping to edit the album, helping to edit the special. The album's coming out in June. The special should be coming out next month, maybe. So. Yeah.
I was there the night that you were, recording. You recorded, 3 back-to-back.
3 back-to-back shows. Yeah. And it was, I'm so happy you were there because you're always you're good energy, And you're good energy and you're funny. Like it's one thing to be funny, and I don't even think that's too difficult. I think it's good energy is a huge deal,
All right, man. So, does this mean I got a little percentage of the album? I'm kidding.
I mean, Pete, if you want to do the math as to how much the percentage of 0 is, you could take 50% of 0 if you want.
Hey, listen, KC, you never know. I mean, this could, with comedy being on pause and then on question. I mean, albums might be like the hot stuff, like
Maybe.
more than ever.
Right. Absolutely.
Like that's what people get to fix, like a live album. So you never know. I mean, nobody wants to, get success or whatever, or exploit tragedy, but if something goes your way or goes my way, I mean, it's not the worst thing either.
This might be the last albums of comedy that ever come out, God willing. I hope.
Yeah. Wow.
I hope that I'm going to be reporting comedy clubs to to OSHA. I'm going to do everything to keep this business closed. I kid you not. I may resort to arson. I don't really know. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you and your 18 viewers right now. I might resort to arson.
Oh my God.
Somebody
Torching.
asked if comedy clubs are offering relief. Yeah, they're going to offer relief when I'm warming my hands over the burning building. There we go. Nice and warm.
Throw some marshmallows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
I'll have a 2-drink minimum outside of that burning building of a comedy club.
Yeah. You know, could go easy on my bringer requirement, you know? Oh, man. Too funny. Well, I mean, you know, I know you're joking around. Obviously, it's funny. But, you know, I was asking Debbie just before, and I asked all the comics. I mean, on a serious note, like, how long do you think it'll be before or if comedy actually returns?
Okay.
The way we knew it.
Okay, like, realistically, I think it won't be back until September at the earliest.
Right.
And usually, I think that if I would like it to go till January 1st. Just a good, let's just close out the year. Nobody getting on stage. Nobody getting on stage. So
just make 2020 just a clean flush.
Clean flush. 2020. You know what? 2021, who's back in the business? Who really wants it? Okay? Because between now and end of this year, people are going to develop new hobbies, new habits, what have you. They're going to do all those things. Then they'll be like, all right, cool. Then they're not going to come back to comedy. But we'll see then in 2021 who really wants it. What would you do between now and the end of this year if you knew comedy wasn't coming back?
Well, I mean, you know, because I'm like, you know, at an older age, I mean, I guess I would have to just, you know, realistically reassess and just say, you know, I mean, I gotta better find something because old age isn't that far away anymore. So
Sure. Right, all right, of course, yeah. Well, way to really sullen the mood right there.
really kill it. Just let the air around our room.
Yeah.
You know.
But how have you been? How have you been doing?
I mean, well, the short answer is okay. I mean, you know, I'm troubled by what I see in the news. Obviously, you know, that goes without saying. But, you know, I'm doing this little show here, and, you know, it's not bad. I mean, I got a KC Aurora on. I had, you know, no, I'm serious. You know, I had a big star like, you know, Debbie Gibson. Right. I've had a lot of other great guests. So, like, I mean, I'm still getting the hang of doing this. Obviously, I got a little fake comedy club.
Right.
You know, it's given me a nice sense of purpose. I mean, it almost makes me think that, like, when comedy opens up again, I mean, you know, you're going back to something tangible. You know, you album, you know, like I said, you've done, you know, Comedy Central, MTV, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, you're already on a certain level that you can go back to. It might be compromised a little.
Right.
But you know, I
hope it's compromised a lot. That's what I.
It is. You know, the point is, you got something good. You can, you know, I'm going to go back to barking and just hoping for without a plan. I don't know. Right. So you know, here I go sucking you out of the room again.
No, but I mean, you know, it's smart that you're doing this though. It's smart that you've been doing this. I've been, you know, seeing that you're doing the Comedy Pete live show frequently, and that's fantastic. You know,
thank you.
Yeah, no, I was just like, I saw different guests coming through, and I was like, this is great, man. Pete's doing it. Pete is doing something. A lot of people listen, and some people, I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but the fact that you're doing something is better than nothing, is what I'm saying. So yeah, I started a podcast about video games. So.
Recognizing that, that means a lot to me. You know, that you have been observing all this. Thank you. And it's a case where, like, you know, when we first. You know, everything shut down. Again, I know there's bigger things in comedy. You know, I got to keep prefacing that. But I almost had like a nervous breakdown because I was like, oh my God, like I'm not probably going to perform on stage because I really, now that I've been doing, I can't live without it. Like, you know, maybe 2 months, 3 months, and like I was really like feeling hard. And then I just found like a place of peace, and then I started doing this show. So it just kind of made me. I got all focused on this, and so yeah, I guess I had some kind of hysterical need to like keep Comedy Pico and the fake brick wall. It's not fake. It's like,
you know, it's you're creating. That's great. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know, so you should be proud of that.
I'm actually writing more than I was. You know, like had a couple new jokes up top. The
Beautiful.
estrogen show.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, who knows? Who knows what's But for now, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying this. You know,
Right?
so when things go back, if they do, I got to keep this going in some form.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And
Maybe you could start a show at the Pair that you produce.
yeah, I could do that too. I mean,
Yeah.
I hadn't produced shows, so I mean, this is actually, you got to book people. You got
Yeah.
people who ignore you. You got people who, go, oh, I can do it, but let me check my calendar. I'm like, really? You're gonna give me that bullshit? Like,
There's no, everyone's calendar is in the garbage. Let's just put it that way. There's
no,
nobody
but
has a
everybody
calendar.
wants to keep that image. They don't want to. They're available that day.
I'm gonna tell you right
oh,
now, if
Yeah.
those people got an image to keep, you let me know, and when the time comes, we'll run into their houses and eat them alive. When society inevitably falls apart, you let that list out there, okay?
Okay.
Let me know. They'll be the first I seek out.
The food chain, yes.
Yeah.
Zombie.
Absolutely. I'm ready to start eating people now, and I have groceries.
Oh my God, hilarious. I'm gonna wrap it up in a minute. I want to get Karachi on too. I just want to ask, we're having a nice talk. We know each other a couple of years now.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
I want to just ask you like interviewee kind of questions. I want to know, Casey Aurora, when did he discover comedy, and who was your, did you have a favorite? What led you down that path of? I mean, obviously you're talented, but was there something else, like a catalyst?
Basically, I was in college, and a buddy of mine suggested I take a comedy class, and this girl that I was dating said I should take a comedy class, and I did, and I didn't think it was for me. And then a few years later, I was like, you know what? I think I want to do this. And 2009 is when I started, and I've just been going at it since, slowly phasing out like a full-time job, part-time jobs, and then, even right now, before all this happened, I had like a part-time job where I worked 1 day a week and the rest of the time was comedy. But,
Wow.
so it's just been something like that where you just kind of, dreams don't happen overnight, man. That's not how that works. It's a slow buildup, right? So that's what it was for me. I'm not going to say that I got lucky. I'm not going to say that any of that kind of bullshit, it's just strictly keep working at it, keep doing it. And then I was able to phase out. And sometimes I had to phase out work. I had to stop working. I would stop working a job, and then I had to go back. I had to swallow my pride and go back. And, and that stinks, but you just got to do it. So if you want it. Yeah. Yeah,
of course. That's interesting to me that initially you were like, maybe this is not for me. Were you the funny guy? Because some comics are funny like yourself, but they're quiet to themselves off stage.
I think I was a pretty funny guy. Like I think that, I think as I've gotten older, I've gotten less social, but I definitely feel, what's the thing called, that I was the funny guy in high school and in college.
Okay. Yeah, that checks out.
Don't you feel like the more you do comedy, the less you feel funny, unless you're on stage doing the work, Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like the longer I've been doing comedy, the less I feel funny with strangers, unless I'm putting on a thing, I just don't. Now you do comedy to the point where you're like, just leave me the hell alone. Let me get on stage and let me go home,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm thinking about this too, Casey. Are you like me? Like, if you ever go to like a bar with like friends or neighborhood associations, like, you're the comedian.
Yeah.
But everybody else there, like, they're cracking jokes, they're hilarious, and like sometimes I'm sitting there, like, I almost feel embarrassed that like I'm like the quiet guy just sitting there, but I'm the comedian.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now, like when people try to tell me that they're asking me to like, oh, well, you're you should be entertaining us. Then I immediately want to ruin everybody's time, and I could not be happier to do it.
Right.
So somebody said I went full Britney breakdown. You damn right I did. Okay, Laz, I'm coming for you and your family.
Oh my God, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
But I'll let you go in a minute. If you want, you can mention where everybody can find you online.
Sure. Absolutely.
Whatever you want to promote.
Yeah, if you everything that I do is all under the same names. It's all day KCA. It's all day and then the letters KCA. So
Nice.
yeah.
So look them up. Casey Aurora. Like I said, this was it meant a lot for me to get you on.
Thank you for having me. It meant a lot for me to be on, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, and thanks about the nice things you said about the show.
Of course.
So now I'm extra happy that I got you on, and hopefully I'll see you sooner than later. Well, no, I'm sorry, later than sooner.
Absolutely. I hope, Pete, that this is the only relationship we have going forward. It's all mine.
In person, yeah. Just video conference, yeah.
Just video conferences, and that's it. No, this is the only brick wall you perform in front of forever.
Yeah, I'm gonna have white hair in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh my God, hilarious. Anyway, thank you so much,
Take
Casey.
care, man.
If you can, stick around for the Garachi. If not, do what you got to do. But I'm gonna close you out. So that was Casey Aurora, everybody. All right, man. Thank you, Casey. Like I said, very funny, talented guy. I keep looking to my right, like I guess it's your left, like I have like an Ed McMahon here or something. Ho, you are correct, sir. Okay, I got the Garachi on deck. He's been patiently waiting, so I don't want to keep him waiting any longer. Let me just pull up the queue here. Hopefully, the Garachi didn't get pissed and storm out. So I've been looking forward to him. Hey, there he is.
Yo!
Garachi. Peter Garachi.
Hold on, let me make sure my beard is looking good for this.
Right. Yes.
Haven't
Give
been
him a moment, folks. Give him a moment. Yeah. You're looking good.
I'm confused because people are sending you messages, and I think they're sending, like someone said, "Hey, Pete, I'm so proud of you." I was like, "Thank you so much." Wait till my mom finds out.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm as far away from Debbie Gibson as I could be on the episode with Debbie Gibson. So this will be interesting. No, I'm kidding. Pete, relax, babe. This is good.
Yeah.
We talk about this. You're too hard on yourself. You should. First of all, so proud of you that you pulled that off. That's a real fucking get. And she was great, man. What a great, she's just a great personality. And I grew up the same thing. I grew up listening to those songs. I had to listen to them because my mom and my sister made me. Sounds like you were doing it voluntarily, but no, I had no idea that she would she's like a lot of wisdom about being an artist, and and it's really cool to hear her speak. That was awesome.
She's an interesting. I know there's a lot more to her than just the pop stardom early on. I mean, like I said, Broadway and. I mean, I didn't even mention all this. She was Celebrity Apprentice, Dancing with the Stars. It's just unbelievable. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. But how are you doing? How's Peter Garachi?
I'm all right. I'm actually I've been doing a lot of this kind of. Well, I have a podcast, so I've been doing the podcast. So we recorded an episode. It's called Kill You Last. It's actually an 80s action movie podcast. So I would have loved to talk to Debbie about the 80s because the 80s is my favorite era. We've been doing Zoom podcasts. I've been, unlike KC, I am not happy this is going on. I'd rather not be in lockdown, but I'm trying to, figure out. There's an art to how you live your life, and so I was trying to figure out how to live my life as an artist before, and now everyone's trying to figure out how to live their lives this way. And I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I'm kind of feeling it out. We'll see what's going to happen.
I you're making a good point. I don't want to cut you, but it's just so funny. Laz just said, "Damn, I thought you were going to have Alex Bashera on." Bye. breaking chops here. Too funny.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. But Pete, I hear what you're saying. It's just like our world has been turned upside down, and there's no.
I was just getting momentum. I feel like Corona happened to me. I was supposed to feature at Wisecrackers in Allentown March 20th, and then an international pandemic happened. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
listen. I think we all feel that because everybody was advancing at their own speed on some level, right? I mean,
Yeah.
even for myself, I was in the March Madness at Caroline's. I was advancing with that. I didn't think I'd ever get to that, and then actually, do well. And then, I also, I got the little documentary, the short doc on the Times thing. So I had a couple like little things going, and then also, like you said, I mean, it sounds funny to say, but it's almost like, yeah, nice, thanks a lot, universe. Like I was single. Something.
Well, it's going to be interesting because I was in the restaurant business, excuse me, for a long time, which I know you were too, and
yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how the world is stratified when this is over. Because I have, people who are close to me that are working from home. They're making as much money as they did before. They're not commuting. They're not paying for gas. They're not going out to dinner. So they're doing financially better under this than before. And there's other people that I know who their restaurants closed down, or comedians that are not working, or so it's going to be very interesting to see. Because not everybody, forget about people who've actually like gotten sick or lost loved ones, just how people were affected differently. And not to mention people in New York City versus pretty much anywhere else in the United States is not feeling it the same way that we're feeling it. It's going to be interesting to see what happens after this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I mean, I already like just where I live, excuse me, like some some well-known restaurants, small have closed down.
Yeah.
And it's depressing. Like I have my favorite restaurants. I don't know when you come through Glendale. I don't know if you some Stammtisch.
I go to
5
Glendale
roads
3-4 times a week. I'm in Glendale. I'm like, hey, Glendale, what's going on, Glendale?
Upper Glendale, yeah. I don't know. I mean, you get around.
Oh my God, what side of Glendale is this?
Right. No, but it's just depressing me. Like some of my favorite restaurants are probably going to have to get hacked apart and, repurposed for a new socially distanced thing, plexiglass, the whole, and with comedy clubs too, So
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say. My hunch is that eventually we get immune to this thing. Like it should be like every other respiratory illness ever, where there's a season, people get sick for a while. Some people are susceptible to it. Some people are not, but like, I mean, my grandmother told me that, sunlight and fresh air were disinfectants. And I believe that. So like I'm going outside, I'm doing stuff, and I can't, I don't think it doesn't seem like all of a sudden we're just going to start dropping like flies. You know what I mean? I feel like we're going through a season right now. It's going to run its course, and then it's going to go away. Now, whether it comes back like flu season every year, I don't know. But again, this is all conjecture. Who knows what's going to happen?
No, Pete, I agree with you. I feel the same way. I mean, I'm concerned about, I personally don't. I'm not scared. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna die. And I'm like 10 or more years older than you, so I'm on the cusp of where, maybe I'd be more susceptible than someone your age or younger. I know that. Just in case I keep this around. I forgot to
I don't even believe in germs. Like I've dropped slices of pizza on the asphalt. I dropped an ice cream on the subway platform, and I ate it. Like this was pre-corona, so this is not.
I know it's a 3-second rule, 5-second rule, whatever. But on a subway platform, once it goes down, that's staying down. I would never.
You know what I was thinking in that moment? Again, this was probably a year ago. I was like, if ever there's a pandemic, my immune system is going to be ready, because we're testing it out right now.
Wow, unbelievable! That's too funny. I wanted to, I ask these kind of general questions of comedians. Are you writing, Pete? Are you?
So it's funny because there was like that meme going around that like Shakespeare wrote King Lear during a plague. I can't even finish reading King Lear right now. Like I have all these ideas about writing, and I think about it. I want to write a novel or a screenplay, and so I'm circling around some writing, and I might need 3 or 4 months more of pandemic to get anything done. Like I'm still like warming up. Like when the dog kind of circles around before it sits in a spot. I'm still circling around the writing project, waiting to sit down. So,
Pete, I got to cut you off for 1 second. I'm getting like 15 seconds left on this hour. I got to close out, and then because I want to wrap up with you. I'm not just going to unceremonially end it. So let me close. Everybody, if you want to come back, and we'll finish up with Peter Garacci. Give me 1 second.